All right, I think we're about good. This thing feels like it's dipping. Hang on, let me try that again. Okay. All right. I was just wondering if the sound was working. Interesting working the shadows on this because we are still going for that. I think I want to keep that uplit look going. From this angle, that's going to actually be a little bit tough. I do want to give this thing a shot though. This weird angle. That nobody has ever had easy. Hey, Raven, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we were talking about some Earthworm Jim last time. Who is it? Doug Tenaple who does that, or who did that? It was an odd conversation that ended with me trying to draw Earthworm Jim from memory. I think I didn't do a bad job. Although I remembered him having some kind of like gigantic Buzz Lightyear shoulder pads, and he doesn't seem to do that. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, dude. That is a heavy duty workload. You going back to that schedule after this, or is that just like a one-off thing that lasted for a sixth of a year? How are we going to be rendering this? I do just kind of just want to scribble it out, but that wouldn't be too fun, I don't think. I actually try to come up with a decent looking treatment here somehow. Yeah, let's use the brush pen. And thanks about the gym. It's been a long time since I even tried. It's like, okay, I think I can do this. Hey, Comic King. And Roland, how you guys doing? And Monty. And Pepe. Okay, going back to 5 days a week mid-September. That's a crazy fucking schedule. That doesn't happen generally. Depending on your industry, of course, but... Come on. Straight lines. You can do it. Got brain too. I was just thinking that would be a fun way to do this, wouldn't it? If I just, this is just what the stream is now. It's just me endlessly redrawing this page. How'd your stream go, Andrew? I didn't get a chance to get into it because I had to get some food and prep and stuff. There's a whole process to this shit, right? Absolutely. I feel like we should deepen the line a little bit on his lower lid, like it's actually got some width to it. Use the first draft as a testing page. Yeah, man, if you finish that other page, post that shit in Discord. I'd love to see that. Because Lord knows I probably won't remember to go check it out after. Remembering things it never happens. Oh, my first draft? Yeah. Bit rusty, yeah. Well, no, it sounds like you didn't do nothing but fucking working. I don't blame you. I guess we're gonna need some teeth down here if we're determined to have this mouth open a little bit. Hey man, if somebody's else is gonna pay for it to happen, then I'm down. We'll only ever get a comic out every 5 years, but it might be a pretty good comic, right? That's all that matters. How much of the... Because it does need a little bit of lighting down here, but not too much, I don't think. As though I'm doing this realistically or something. That does look a little bit like he's just got a weird mustache now. I don't know. There you go. They're making small changes to sell each draft. Yeah, that's true. It's the current multiverse. One of them gets stuck being the lame version of the characters because it's the first draft. Just over render the hatch. Yeah. I mean that's generally the plan. Did Don Heck have to redraw something 6 times? Well, wasn't Don Heck just like tasked with trying to do his best Kirby on every page? I'm thinking of the right guy there, right? Had to redraw the first 2 issues of Justice League Odyssey for no extra pay. Well, I mean, redrawing, Comics is tough, man, because if you don't just do whatever they say, then they'll just decide you're difficult and not give you work anymore. I feel like there's some similarities. I feel like there's some similarities between like mainstream comics and WWE under Vince McMahon. Just realize the abs here don't really match up with. Okay, we can fix it. That's no problem. Are these obliques? Are they ribs? Are they misplaced? Forearm tendons, who's to say? Jim should ever walk up a club with a suitcase full of $1 million after giving Mattel a word-of-mouth licensing agreement. I haven't heard that. If that's the case, I'll take your word for it. Allegedly McMahon did. Oh, okay. I haven't heard. I don't know that much about McMahon. You know what? I saw the Vince McMahon documentary, but I can't remember too much of it offhand. That was some fascinating shit, though. They didn't mention the Jimmy Snuka incident in that documentary, did they? I guess that's all been kind of covered extensively. That was what I was thinking of. Yeah, and Snuka was like on vacation or something, and police got called to his place, and they found this dead girl. That I think was his girlfriend or something, and Snuka was like way out of it, but Vince got there first and basically told him to keep his trap shut and just be like, I don't know what happened. And I think this was in Hawaii. I think he was able to pay somebody off and it just kind of went away. So, yeah. Anybody who was a Jimmy Snuka fan growing up, sorry, but your boy's a murderer. Allegedly. I don't know. He's dead now, isn't he? Does it matter? Yeah. He died like almost 10 years ago. I think we're fine. Hiring with the representative from Jack's Pacific and $1 million suitcase was away from the band to circumvent royalties to the top. Yeah. Okay. Again, that sounds like Vince. Yeah, that's New Jack, right? New Jack was just a friggin' lunatic. I was not particularly sad to hear he passed away. I don't know a ton about him. Just like the world's it feels like the world's a bit of a safer place with him no longer alive. Well, like I said, I don't go back and watch any of his matches or anything. I never did back in the day, so I don't know if he was any good. Might have been. Not interested. So I mean, I won't judge you for digging New Jack's matches. Like I said, doesn't matter. He's dead now. He gave a shout out to. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, we got to make sure we get the headband in here as well before I forget. Well, let's not get them crossing right over, maybe. There we go. His initial cause was announced by his wife to be PW incident as a heart attack, though subsequent medical examiner documentation also noted accidental acute toxicity. I doubt it was that accidental, but or just the fact that he was taking substances was accidental. Again, I don't know anything about New Jack, so I should just not say anything about that. The satirical continuity errors? What, in Blood Force? Oh, there's still plenty. I just don't notice them until like 6 months later. They're very handy for that. Probably didn't need those lines to be that thick, but oh well. And Comic King still trying to make Rhino Spunk a thing. That's comforting, you know? It's like coming home. Either that or distribution. That's true. That's true. Well, you know, Monty and Raven, they pop in and out when they're on a stream, right? That's fine. Same with anybody, really. I don't expect any of you guys to keep up the... they see, there you go. I don't expect anybody to just keep going at me, like, you know, for the entire stream. Anybody who does, I appreciate, but, you know, for sure. But, no, I understand you guys have your own lives, too. Yeah, Rhino Spunk is nose candy. Or I was watching a kayfabe thing earlier today where Ed referred to it as booger sugar. So there's some classics. You feel free. I don't think that book would be that much fun to write, personally, but that's just me. Pharmacological. Okay, as in pharmacological? What about like psychoceutical or something? Illicit, yeah, that works too. I feel like I've heard Cocaine Bear before, Comic King, but... Oh, good old Snow Flame. That was a weird issue of Ghost Rider. I don't know if he ever showed up in any other book. I assume he did at some point, maybe, but that really just felt like a Ghost Rider thing. Where it's like, yeah, no, our guys are just drug dealers. They're drug dealers with superpowers. Snowflame is also a DC villain. Oh. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of Snowblind, I think? I don't remember the guy. Shit, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong name. Oh, yeah, I think he was blind, too. So, yeah, that would have been it. Is he also, like, a cocaine-based villain? Can we not have a villain with the name Snow in his... with the word Snow in his name? Without it being a cocaine thing? Jesus Christ. All right. No, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, Alice Cooper was a bit of a mess before he discovered golf. I'm good without it personally, Brain, but, you know, don't let that stop you by any... obviously. I'm gonna have to finish this fucking thing eventually. The New 52 just did all sorts of good, didn't it? Excuse me. Did they make Superman and Wonder Woman an item? Okay. Yeah, the center line's probably a good idea. I mean, I'm going to have to put in a furrow there anyway, so... I could really use a clear pen, ruler for this. Oh well. That didn't end up looking too bad. Okay. That's roughly in the right spot. Okay. I never read any new 52 issues. Wasn't a DC guy even when I was collecting the mainstream stuff, and I mean by the time New 52 came out, I was not collecting the mainstream stuff. Didn't that kid turn out to be like a hand or something? I barely remember anything about that whole stupid thing. Hey, okay, how you doing, buddy? Shit, I think I'm pretty close to having a gang all here. Somebody gotta get Apple down here. Apple's probably on 3 live streams simultaneous right now. It was a hand? Are you fucking... Did I get that right? Holy shit. Well, we'll see about Rob. I mean, Rob could also decide to drop his own live stream at any moment, so there's always kind of a level of understanding if he doesn't show, right? Hey, Rob is here. Holy shit, it's everybody pretty much. Hey, Cooley, how's it going? Good to have you. I think we got like the whole fucking gang pretty much. Oh, wait, we need Robo too. But no, this is some excellent representation. It was good to see. I'm glad to hear you haven't been fired or suspended. There, okay. I know our schedules have not been working harmoniously recently, so. I appreciate whenever you can stop by. Ah, okay, he's been managing to make it in a couple of times recently. So far, science point to yeah. No, you gotta fight for every second of drawing time you want to get in there. No life for you right. Yeah, I know. That sounds like a decent enough reason not to have a live stream. I would also ditch you guys in a second for that reason. Yes. Monty will be an asshole in any live stream. Well, yeah, Monty, we kind of all do we not? Oh no, but like, Rob does his streams after work, right? Kind of hard to do your streams during work, so I feel like the ungodly hours are kind of understandable. Oh shit, you sent Brain into a spin. He's gonna be just sitting there in confusion for like the next 45 minutes. What is this in the background here? I think the band is Hardcore Superstar. I don't know. I picked up a bunch of stuff a while back, and then I stopped paying attention to the playlist. Oh, that is true. It is. Yeah, as long as like up tempo and kind of silly, I'm down for. I think it can generally work on this playlist. There we go. I remember there was a time we were trying to put Killer Clowns on for the background noise, I believe, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. I think the Howard the Duck experiment shook me. Hey, Brian, how's it going, man? Oh, good. It wasn't just me. I feel like I betrayed some people by not being able to sit through Howard the Duck. Just that low drone, the Doink the Clown theme. That was always an interesting choice. It felt like it was a little bit deeper than the usual WWF music choices. What was wrong with Howard the Duck? It didn't have a whole lot going for it, to be honest. Yeah, the duck titties were weird. There's that. I mean, like once you get past Howard making out with Marty McFly's mom, there's not really much to watch, What else is there, Rob, apart from Howard making out with Marty's mom? Which, I mean, I think admittedly nobody can look away from. Is Jason Alexander in that? I do not recall that. Look, all right, we're pretty close up here. I gotta show detail of something, and all we got is Popo's jaw right there. So yes, for this shot at least, Popo's jaw he's got like he's maximized his chewing power. Okay. It's early enough that, like when Howard the Duck was set, it would be early enough that I wouldn't necessarily recognize him because he probably had hair. And if it's not a wrestling reference, Comic King's just not. He's just not interested. No, this sounds like Metal Queen. It is. That's one of those ones I know from like the opening, like tones. No, I'm aware of who Antonio Inoki is. Isn't he the guy who ran Japanese wrestling, or am I thinking of somebody else? No, that's the guy, yeah. Oh, who was he kicking the shit out of? Because they wouldn't cooperate. I can't remember now. That wasn't the big crazy Ukrainian guy or whatever he was he? Yeah, I think that was him actually. The great Antonio, right? Well, I think it was like you can look up Antonio Inoki versus the great Antonio, and it's ugly. Like the guy like genuinely had mental problems, I think. And I think he objected to like somebody else having the name Antonio. So he decided not to sell, which he didn't do with Antonio Inoki. And he kind of came at Antonio again and again, like like genuinely came close to hurting him. So Antonio Inoki kicked the living shit out of him in the middle of the ring. No selling himself. Yeah, exactly. That's never a good thing. It's like Sid Justice and his buddy beating up on that tag team guy. It's like, look, you're going to sell one way or another. It's just how hurt you get in the meantime. It's a crazy clip, man, if you haven't seen it before, for sure. Anytime you see those kind of situations, though, where, you know, it's like we worked out something before the match and then somebody decides to go against it, it usually doesn't work out too well for them. Oh, do I have the pixelation shit going on with my screen again? What is going on here? I do too. I don't get that. Let's change the lighting a little bit, see if that helps. Shebang. Do that help? It just started doing that. Okay, okay. It's been doing that more recently. That doesn't seem to have helped at all. I want to like tap the phone, but I don't think that'll help either. Oh, I think me jostling it helped though. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you better be the greatest wrestler of all time if you're gonna pull that shit. Or you know, like just be crazy and not understand what's happening to you. I guess that's an option too. Yeah, Van Vader might be able to get away with that, but I feel like Van Vader would know better anyway. You know, if he's showing up on somebody else's show. I don't know. I don't know that much about Vader. Maybe he wasn't that guy. I'm getting a little bit more black here. All right, Raven. It's good to see you, man. I'll have to try and pop in on one of yours again. If you get enough time off to do another one. Okay, there's some weird little ribs or whatever they are. Gotta love a leather coat that shows up leaks through it. Everyone should have one of those. I don't think I've done much with Steve Gerber. Well, I did Cybernary a long time ago, but I think he was the guy on that. I don't know that I've done much else aside from that. I feel like I've done something, but I can't remember what it would have been. Closest thing has been Bucky O'Hare. Okay. Maybe not then, yeah. Howard the Duck would be a tough one to find. I mean, I've got an issue of Howard at least. I guess we could always just do a random issue of Howard the Duck. I think Gerber wrote Cybernary. Let me check. Oh, I really should have my knee brace on. There. Not Death Mate. Not Death Lock. There we go. Yeah. So, Cybernary #1 in Deathblow #1, one of my most beat up comics I own. Script by Steve Gerber. And of course, art by the late great Nick Manabat. Some absolutely wild looking shit that got completely overexposed, as far as I can tell from the scans I've seen from the pencils. Who did the inks on this one? Oh, he did his own inks. So yeah. That was always wild looking shit. That was a great series. We only got 4 really good issues from Nick Manabat, but they were enough to be memorable. We do know how Frank Miller loves drawing Scrooge McDuck, right? And yeah, Kulila, if you're not familiar, I mean, for one thing, I did do a review on Deathblow a long time ago now. I think that was 2 or 3 years ago now. But you can pick up copies of Deathblow #1 pretty easy. Any store that has like a decent back issue area should probably have it, really. Because that's one of those ones they would have printed like 800,000 copies of. shit. But that's one of the few comics I still have left over from the 90s, you know. Most of those are long gone. I had to rebuy all of them. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. I'm kind of the same situation. The only comic stores I have near me are probably about 3 hours away, including a ferry. And that's for like a mediocre comic store. That's about as good as I can find. It's not worth it. That largely focuses on trades and Funkos. Well, it probably doesn't focus too much on Funkos anymore, but it still has its fair share. Mostly overstock, probably. Yeah, no, it sucks. Everything I get, I have to order online, and deal with the ridiculous fucking shipping rates. So every time I place an order now, it's like, okay, so this is this much. Good, that's all right. And calculate the shipping by adding on another $80. Okay, let's do that. That seems like a fun idea. There's not much for online in Canada. Like there's a couple of stores, but they don't have nearly the kind of selection that my comic shop has. My comic shop is the authority for online comic ordering, right? They can get pretty much anything. Like there's some stuff obviously they can't, but like, you know, most things you can think of, they probably have. So like, you know, ordering from the Canadian Comic Bin or Hill City, or like there's a couple of decent ones that are Canadian. Hill City in particular will, if you order over a certain amount, they'll get rid of the shipping altogether. The problem is they don't have the comics, generally speaking, that I want to take a look at. You know, most of them have stuff that's been released in the last like 10 years. And I don't give a shit about most of that. I don't really disagree with the Simpsons description of Canada, which is that it's America Junior. It's like, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm thinking those terrorists are having a bit to do with why my comic orders are so fucking expensive these days. Well, you'd hope, but that tends to not be the case, I feel like. Sons tend to think they're smarter than their fathers and that they won't have the same pitfalls, is what is more my experience. Or fathers just kind of, if they've got like, attention span problems, they forget to tell their sons about the pitfalls. That happens too. That sounds about right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't, I don't see the benefit of looking at comics within the last 20 years for the most part. I'll check out the odd thing. I got a copy of Lobo from 2014 that we're gonna look at some point. It's not to go over how good it is, but I do have it. Just realize if you got the button going, then it doesn't make any sense. Hang on. Forgot how belts work for a second, apparently. Captain Text. Okay. I'm not familiar. We have not, apparently, this did not lodge itself in the public consciousness. We did not embrace Captain Tax Time as one of our own. More's the pity. That's cool. I don't, again, I don't feel the need to review the new stuff. There's plenty of old stuff that doesn't, that could use some more love. Absolute stuff gets plenty of attention. Besides, I feel like I'd be probably pointing out the shit that they do wrong, and that would, well, that would generate a little bit of online hate, which might not be a bad thing for me. A little bit of controversy, right? There's always decent modern comics. Just sometimes you got to look harder than others. That man, does that eye look fucked up? gonna look less fucked up now that I've put white art all over it, just so you know. Marvel, I feel like they don't know what they want to do. They want to chase the summer events, and they want to make it. They want to somehow get the popularity of the movies back, which isn't going to happen now. I don't know. I don't even pay too much attention to it, so I probably shouldn't. Kurtzman? Harvey Kurtzman? Do you mean Kirkman? The guy who created Invincible and Walking Dead? Or the guy who created Mad Magazine in the 60s? The Walking Dead guy. Okay, yeah. He'd be part of the problem then, Comic King. I'm not fond of the way the scalper culture has gone in comics at all. Krakoa absolutely butchered some of the characters. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who was paying attention for Krakoa anymore. I feel like the first few years of it, people dug where it was going, but then they just kept milking it, and they absolutely ran it into the ground, which seems to be Marvel's business plan these days. Well, a speculator would be long term, right? Speculator is somebody who thinks of comics in terms of stocks, I would say. There's somebody who looks at comics as like hawked merchandise that fell off a truck or something. That would be my take on it. All right. Anyway, I'm going to grab a quick smoke, I think. About that time. It's in there. It is in there. I've been saying for years, like, man, like, you know, when you were young and selling out seemed like the worst possible thing you could do. These days, man, if I had somebody to sell out to, I'd be all over that shit. All right, back in a moment. All right, just be there in a second. Okay. Blood Force ashtray. Oh, Bond's asking about the new He-Man movie. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was honestly about as good as they could get a He-Man movie these days. That they could try to get people to. That's the thing. I think if they just went straight faced with it, I don't think too many people show up for that. I had fun with it personally. Honestly, Jared Leto's Skeletor was like the best thing in the movie. It was shocking. It's like it's one of those things you don't feel good about enjoying, really, but at the same time, because like he camped it up all the way. No, not too many people showed up for it. Although apparently, Amazon is leveraging it more as a like a front page thing now to push subscriptions. So it might still be considered kind of a success, hopefully. I don't know that we'll ever get a sequel, but well, there's no way to sell He-Man as a name that actually works. You know, and most of the names are stupid. They're geared at, 6-year-olds in 1983. I like that we never actually find out what most of the characters' names are. And it's just, nope, that's just Moss Man and Fisto and Ram Man. And Mechaneck. Hey, MEP, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, they've been, I mean, I'm sure it's a spin thing where they're, they would have liked the box office, undoubtedly. But they seem to be really leaning into the idea that the streaming was the point all along. Which I mean, if they are being able to work that, I'm okay with that for sure. Where'd my other pencil go? Oh fuck, did I lose it? Maybe. you know, like I said, if you can't make He-Man into a cool updated version because the names are so dumb. I don't think. So you have to lean into the fact that it's campy and cheesy. You watched the 2003 series? Yeah, how many other people did? Was it a lot? You know, and again, that's 2023. That's 2003. That was 23 years ago. You know. You know, at least Tila, you can, you know, that's fine. You can keep using that. Almost all of the rest of them are dumb, which is fine. You know, if you spin it right. I feel like they did it as well as they could in this. At least it's not Randy, you know? Because then he'd have had problems with the Macho Man, but it's Herman now. But yeah, anybody who was disappointed with the He-Man movie, it's like, I don't know what you were expecting. You were not going to get a live action portrayal of the cartoon. Or, you know, a big barbarian epic. They can do that with Conan. Conan isn't named He-Man, you know? Oh, I forgot that Lanterns thing came out. How was that anyway? I should have asked Rob about that when I had him on the stream last time. I know he's got some feelings about the He-Man movie. I mean, he would, obviously. He's a little invested. I think I was pushing my luck just by asking him about Star Wars, though. Good slow burn, only one episode out at the moment. Oh, really? Oh, okay. It's tough because I mean we're well into superhero fatigue now. Where like people still have some interest in the superhero stuff, but it's been so watered down over the last few years. Everybody, and you know, like there's just been so fucking much of it. I think most people are ready to move on now. Had a pretty good run there at least. Dominated box office for like 15 years. Wanted the Barbarian with the axe, no Adam chopping heads and stuff. Yeah, you were never going to get that. That's Conan. That's never been He-Man anyway. Unless, you know, we're talking fanfic. Like, you might have been able to convince yourself that that was He-Man before the comics and the cartoon started. The mini comics and the cartoon. Because the mini comics were just basically Marvel shit, were they not? I don't remember those too well, to be honest. I think I saw like one or two. But, like, you know, He-Man quickly became kid-friendly Pablum. Is there even a story to Death Dealer? Or is it just, like, 2 or 3 incredibly awesome paintings? And I'm not counting the Glenn Danzig comics. Because I said story. You'll make us okay. Good enough. Just some awesome paintings. That was pretty much what I was thinking. And I mean, they could just be awesome paintings. That's fine. I know. I feel like I'm on my own in thinking that a thing can just be its own thing once, and then it doesn't need to be expanded on. Like, we never needed more Watchmen. And I feel like the Watchmen we've gotten since has kind of proven why. Filmation, they decided to lean into the Prince Adam version. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, again, that was a cartoon. That was for kids. The toy was for kids originally. It was never really meant to be anything else. And I mean, like, they got very close to being either a spaceman or an army guy anyway. Little known indie, The Crow would do really well in a movie. It did, yeah. I bet that would do awesome. For at least one movie. And then probably not any sequels. Were the He-Man ones done by Bruce Timm? That's wild. Okay. The comics there. I did have the battle damage He-Man, and I thought that was fun for a minute, and then it's like, okay, and now it's just a He-Man toy. I don't know if I really played with it that much, where I'm like, oh, the damage to my chest. Then again, I was never very good at playing with toys. There's also the book about the evil horde, special because it was the only one where the audio cassette version was voiced by Filmation crew. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Obviously, the stuff with Brandon Lee kind of ruined it. Was the second one the one with the kid from Terminator 2? That was his name, Ed Furlong? No, I'm not familiar with 200X or Four Horsemen Studios. Don't really keep track of the toys or the cartoons that much. I assume that's what it's one of those. Pro Salvation. Oh, okay, my bad. How many Crow movies have there been? At least 4 then, right? Because there's the new remake that nobody wants to acknowledge. What was the second one? City of Angels. Oh, with Vincent Perez. Just some guy. Okay. Four guys who left McFarlane to sculpt for companies like Mattel. Oh, okay. I mean, that was the method for anybody associated with Image, was get wildly successful as part of a very talented group and then split off and do your own thing and make your own money. That was what all the Optics guys did. That's what all the guys that the Image guys brought up did. All right, Keelan. Thanks for stopping by, man. It was good seeing you. Did Weinstein tell Eddie Furlong that he'd make him a star? I mean, I get that, but it's a little funny that was what happened to anybody that Image went into business with. Was, none of them wanted to stick together and just keep making awesome shit. They all wanted to branch out and cash in, much as the Image guys did. Oh, just making it like the first movie? Okay. And I mean, you know, the first movie was fine, in my opinion. It was like a solid 7 out of 10. It's not the comic, really, because so much of the comic is just like weird, moody pieces, like single pages. Sir Laserlot, shit, that's not bad at all. Yeah, no, I think the Crow comic was great. I'd love to do it. I think if I did it, I'd have to do it out of my trade because there's no way I'm getting those fucking issues, even like the second or third printings if they got those. Ba, 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 ba. You know, James O'Barr's The Crow. I think that's it. No, that's the sketchbook. I can't even tell which one it is here. Hang on. Wait. 1989 caliber. Because you'd want that's the only one that's really worth looking at, right? Yeah, there is no third printing. The second printing goes for $1,400 because there's only a 9.8 available naturally. The first one, $7,000 for a 9.8. Second issue, only one is another 9.8 for $1,000. Third issue, 9.4 for $325. That is more affordable. Yeah, that is the most affordable one on my comic shop. Oh yeah, no, the first editions are impossible to get a hold of. No, it's absolutely emo goth. Like it's pre-goth. It's 89, I think. And like it is at least born out of actual loss and depression and shit. So it's a bit more authentic, I think. It's probably why it caught on so well. Scott Meachels is a bit of a divisive person anymore. Okay. Cronin, that's all right. Hey, Matt, how's it going, man? Yeah, no, like it would be nice to have for sure. It's never happening. Not any version. Even the even the second and third printings are going to cost you hundreds of dollars. Patient Zero of Goth is a good way to put it. Like it's not straight out of that movement exactly, but it fits in perfectly. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a drink real quick. Zodak is voiced by modern Kratos. Are we talking? Sounds like we're talking about He-Man because that's the guy with the like the red Stratos, right? Sting got you into the crow. That does not surprise me at all, Comic King. I always thought it was weird how he just ripped off the crow and everyone was like, yes, it is cool. It's like, yeah, no, it was. For sure. You know? I can't believe that got over. Zodak is the red guy in a chair who's neutral. Yeah. You got the goggles and everything. I don't know if I had him. I had a lot of He-Man toys when I was a kid. That was the one I had probably more than anything else. I think probably because they were cheaper than most other toys. And, well, definitely cheaper than Transformers anyway. We're insisting that she have proper gun training for the professional. Well, that's interesting. Well, teenage me was very happy that Natalie Portman was in movies in the 90s, so that all turned out okay then. Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. That it was. I forgot who it was talked him into being the Crow version of Sting. Yeah, that it was. Of course, it was Razor. Oh, did he become Joker Sting in TNA? Okay. I mean, that's what TNA is for, I guess. I mean, I suppose, although she always, it seems like her and her parents always approached filmmaking pretty practically. I've honestly never heard of Scott Neatlick before this. I have enough trouble keeping track of actors, singers, and comic artists. I don't think I can fit toy manufacturers in there usually. Not to mention fucking hockey players, man. Like there's just not enough file card room. I mean, I'm just looking at OK's comment about how there's an inverse mathematical relation between how good a Thor movie is and how much it revolves around Jane. I feel like it's coincidental and yet also true. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Interesting. He was guy managing Masters of the Universe at the time because it was legit that back in 2008. Okay, I mean, I don't. I had like a mild interest in the 2008 toys just because, you know, updated look. It's like, oh, that looks cool. It's better sculpt. And then that was about my take on it, really. I think I had a Skeletor that somebody gave me. I thought it looked pretty cool, and that was about it. It's more of an issue of his attitude with MOTU fans because Meatlick is know-it-all attitude because he worked at Mattel. Okay. Let's do this. Again, I feel like that's a bit coincidental, but also, yeah, no, not factually incorrect. Okay. I mean, that was just kind of the moment where I mean, in large part, I feel like that's where fucking what's his name, Hemsworth, figured out the Thor character before he started going too over the top with it, for one thing. Like, I feel like they just didn't really have it in those first two movies where he was straight from the comics and it didn't work. And I mean, it's not like it was down to a quality thing. They just decided, okay, Natalie Portman's fucking up this franchise. She decided she didn't want to be part of it, right? And, then realized how much fucking money she was missing out on. Which on the one hand, is like, how do you miss that when the movies were making money right from the start? It's like, well, not Thor that much, I don't think. It's too bad because Love and Thunder looked like it could be fun, and that was absolute trash. You don't have the Kurt Angle. Ah, it's a shame, man. It's amazing how often that gets left at home. Did they put Dio on? Like, see, I don't even remember much of anything about Love and Thunder. I just kind of remember how much I was not having a good time watching that movie. All this shit with the hammer. Yeah, but I mean, again, I don't think that's down to Portman. I think that's largely down to Taika Waititi not having any kind of supervision on this on Love and Thunder, whereas he did on Ragnarok, because they weren't as sure then. Rainbow in the Dark, nice. I think Rainbow in the Dark is on this list. Unless I'm thinking of this one here, which is Princess of the Dawn. It's a little bit similar. But, you know, I agree with that Taika Waititi hijacked the movie. That does seem to be the case, unfortunately. He did not seem to understand what made the first, you know, like, what he was doing at all. Admitted to phoning in performances, mocking the Russian defense. I think I remember seeing that, yeah. Some of it, anyway. You know, you get the feeling like, yeah, we're trying to keep it lighthearted, but at the same time, it's like you understand people are gonna watch this, right? Like probably a lot of them. Sergeant Slaughter was in G.I. Joe half a decade prior, and the second comes back to WWE, gets sidelined for more Hulkster. Well, that's just down to Vince wanting his guys to have heat, you know? Sarge could have backed out of that if he wanted. He just wouldn't have had a job anymore. And instead, he's now got a job pretty much for life. The next Batman comic where he fights heavy metal music. Okie dokie. What? Wait. Batman Jazz is a thing? Okay. This is my first time hearing about that, I feel like. I have not heard of Batman Fortunate Son, so no, I have not reviewed that. I don't think I don't know how well the Miller Batman verse works these days anyway. Like, we saw what he did with Dark Knight 2 and 3. Well, I have no idea what 3 looked like, honestly, but... Oh, well, shit, no, I don't even want to cover that, then. That's what made me stop covering Ultraverse books. This is an awkward thing. Like, it's a little tough to just talk about the story when it's like, and by the way, this comic's written by this guy, and we're gonna skirt around that as quickly as possible. We won't get Batman Hip Hop Hero? No, maybe not. We can only dream of what could have been, I suppose. Dark Knight 2 was originally a parody of Dark Knight 1. Yeah, I don't know if anybody knew that going into it, like any readers. That's the problem, you know. You probably want to let your readers in on the joke. They just wanted to see more Dark Knight somehow. But I get that Frank had no real interest in revisiting a complete story. Yeah, no, I ignored the shit out of that when that came out. The DK2. Would anyone in Blood Force fight rock music? Are you kidding? They might fight country music. Well, pretty soon I'm going to be doing a milestone video featuring about Dark Knight Returns, where I get to talk about how I don't really like the style in Dark Knight Returns, so that'll be fun. That's going to generate a bit of a bit of a reaction, maybe. His use of blacks and composition are great. The actual wobbly style? Don't like it. Never have. Oh, the Marvel variant covers. I feel like we're better off not talking about that too. Like, that's just like, I don't know what Frank was doing, but Frank's going through health problems, so I just kind of look the other way. Was that what he was going for? Channeling Jack Kirby? Oh. I always kind of wondered. It's like, he looks like he's trying something, but I have no idea what it is. I'm aware. I may not respond to a single comment for that Dark Knight video. It's funny the comments you get with people just losing their shit just because I'm not glazing something hard enough. Frank has been looking like he's about to die at any minute for like the last 10 years, I feel like. But like, shit, even the Star brand video I put out recently, somebody's like, why you hate reviewing this? And I was just like, what? I don't even understand where you got that from. It didn't even sound like he was that big a fan of the book. It's just he thought that pointing out flaws in the book was a hate thing. Appreciate it, Comic King. Probably could have benefited me a bit more if I had kissed some asses. Maybe like gotten some work or something. Who knows? Yeah. Shit, I remember doing a Cerebus video, and somebody got extremely offended that I didn't think the art was incredible. We're talking about like sometime in the first 20 issues when Dave was still basically developing his style and didn't know most of the techniques he would later learn. And I was like, did you listen to any of the video? I am a Cerebus fan. You know? I'm just a realistic Cerebus fan. I don't think Dave Sim would think that the art in this comic is great. I think he'd be a little embarrassed by it. Xerxes and the verbose title. I don't know what that is. Is there a Xerxes book? Fall of the House of Darius, is that it? And the Rise of Alexander? Yeah, it looks like it. I don't even think I'm very familiar with that. Yeah, it's just a washed out version of his Sin City style. Even more blocky. Yeah, I hated this later style. It's a 300 sequel. Yeah, it seems like it. Miller and Comic King saying Miller lost his mind after he divorced Lynn, maybe to an extent, but another thing you got to take into account is his position in comics, which has always been, like, up until Holy Terror was like absolute, right? Like he defined the 80s, which is a lot of people's favorite time in comics. That is true, Comic King. You do give me shit for not owning any Bill and Mouse comics. I should own a couple, but the thing is, like, you know, I do have to take into account what people will watch. I don't know if anybody will watch that as much as I would like them to. Like, if I do a review about Pits, is anybody watching that? I don't know, honestly. Miller's in relatively better health now. That's good. Compared to when he was producing Xerxes, that was like 20 years ago, too. Oh, no. Why did I think it was 2005? It's 2018. That's... Okay, well, almost 10 years ago, but still. Shit, I'm gonna have to get her... I've been skirting around drawing background elements and swords for long enough, I think. I gotta step up now, unfortunately. You would watch it... Okay, if you watch it 1,000 times, that might make it worthwhile there, Comic King. That's not penciled remotely well enough. Where did that goddamn pencil go? That's bothering me now. Oh, there it is. Good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, I think we all gotta just kind of prepare for being in a Frankless world. I feel like that could happen at any time. I think most people are like, yeah, well, yeah, that's how it goes. All right, I keep forgetting about Zen. Shit, I just placed another order too. I'll try and here. Specifically the Bill Mouse stuff, right? Because I know he's not the original guy on that, right? Let me pull it up here. Zen, because the original one, 2003. No, it came up before that. It definitely. Is it a 90s thing? 87. Zen Intergalactic Ninja Volume 1 is from 1987. Art by Dan Coate. Okay, definitely not that one. Volume 2. Looks like it's still the same thing. Volume 3, 1991. Looks like it's still pretty much the same thing. Jim Fern. Ross Andrew. That's interesting. But no, not that one. There's the Archie series. Ross Andrew again. Weird. Another Archie series. Ross Andrew. There's like 20 fucking series here. Oh, there we go. There's one by Bill Mouse. From Entity. All right, I'll put that in the cart. Maybe it'll stay there. Is Uncle Jerk with? He's close friends with Don Shin. Okay. Is that the writer? No. Who's Don Shin? Zen Star Quest. Okay. Hey, Doug, how's it going? Bill Mouse seems to be 1993. Which is, I mean, right when he was kind of doing a lot of work, I think, for Parody Press. What was that other one he was? Star Quest. Star Quest, 94, okay. Does that have a chromium logo? Kind of looks like it. Okay, well, I'll see about trying to get a couple of those. I do like Bill Mouse's stuff, from what I've seen. Shin first had Keith work on covers for Zen. Okay, cool. I think this cover needs to be, or the collar rather. I still don't know who Don Chin is. No, I have made zero progress on the backgrounds. The figures are the most important thing. The backgrounds can, you know, if they look, you know, like this particular background, it's just the inside of a ship. It's just going to be noodly tech details. And it really is a case of having everything in the foreground done first. And I don't want to figure them out. So, naturally, that shit gets put off. Oh, he's the publisher of Parody Press. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, that is good, useful information to have. Exactly, the colorists can take care of the backgrounds. Absolutely. That's what they're for. What else do you hire them for? Let's hope this works out. Like even the sword, I'm not happy about drawing because it's a little bit difficult to get the curve right. I don't know how people do that, so it looks okay. Oh yeah, this is gonna be whited out anyway. Bill Mouse, do you sometimes do that? He's okay. Good stuff. Good to know. See, it is the colorist's job. That is not. That line doesn't match up. That should be going in a bit more. There we go. It's a little better. Yeah. I'll come up with something. It'll be fine. I mean, if it doesn't work, then who gives a fuck? It's mostly about making sure getting the figures right-ish. We're getting the figures fun anyway. And then, you know, the backgrounds, you know, if they look cool, that's cool. If they don't, oh well. They're not focused for me anyway. Where is... I've got a little French curve here around here somewhere. There we go. I just never really figured out how to use it. Varied line weights on the blade's tip. Okay. I mean, I can go with an O2. I don't know if that helped too much. Not much. We need a little whiteout along the line there. That's okay. Hey, Una, how's it going? Okay. Yeah, you know, nah. I can once that. Oh shit. Once that dries, I'll go over with the little pen thing. Okay, let's see about some background figure stuff here. Again, just coming up with shapes and stuff. Yep, get back here. I don't even know what I'm looking at down here. Okay, so black out the bottom here. And then do more panel work up here and shit. It's, you know, it's a good thing to always remind me of. So when in doubt, black it out. Because, I mean, my instinct is always crosshatch. Crosshatch until it's a wall of gray. It's not a good instinct, like, even remotely. Where's the O3? Oh, that was the O3. Fuck. It's that leftover Gerhard shit, man, is what it is. 1995, I decided Gerhard was the greatest artist of all time, and if I wanted to do backgrounds, I needed to crosshatch everything. Don't draw what you can copy. Don't copy what you can trace. Don't trace what you can cut and paste. It's, you know, it is a smart way to make comics for sure. It's not one I can really grab onto, unfortunately. It doesn't quite resonate for me. I'd like it to. You know, mine's more like, you know, everything has to be done on the page with a pen. But if you get like tired and frustrated, just hurry up and do a shitty job. Yeah, the fuck it, let's move on by that. Exactly, yeah. Just get it done where nobody can argue that it isn't done. And move on to the next one where you might have more fun with it. Like, I'm done with this page. But yeah, I wondered how much Wally actually like stuck to that. His pages, like I haven't seen a ton of his pages, but they usually look pretty good from what I saw. And I feel like that's just more of a 50s and 60s art mentality, like just for like producing professional comics. Get them out the door however you can. Mm. Make them bigger till the editor notices. Is that a Hollywood thing? I wasn't aware of that. Okay. Hey, Robo, how you doing, man? Finish the page Wednesday, redraw next Sunday. That sounds like a plan. I think that would be fun. Who wouldn't enjoy that? I think we'll do the thing I was doing in issue, I think it was 2, where I was just putting like patterns in the background. And I was like, does anybody notice this? Start the same conversation over again. There you go. That's the plan. We just, access the old streams. Just cut and paste the conversation from there. I'll probably respond in the same way anyway and not notice the difference. Okay, this will be the lights in the background. That's kind of usual shit. All right, sounds good. Okay. And hey, Biff, how's it going? I am down. Assuming I'm interpreting that right. Fuck. Okay, I didn't mean. I think you were going to be repeating the stuff from earlier in this live stream. Got to make sure the strike. Yeah, that's true. You got to keep them in the loop for sure. And it does take a bit of the burden off of me because I don't have to come up with original answers for the entirety of the stream. I think that's Nightmare on Elm Street 5. No, yeah. The Dream Child, right? Could be 4. I'm not for sure. No, it's not 4, I don't think. Although, they kill... no, they kill Dan pretty quick in 5. That would have been 4. Yeah. I think it was the Dream Warrior, yeah. No, not Dream Warriors. Dream Master. Dream Warriors was 3. And the only reason I can remember that offhand is because of the Dawkins soundtrack. There, we'll do some of that Jim Lee paneling in the background here. I loved 4 when it came out. I think that was one of the first ones where I was able to see it right when it was coming out for rent. And, you know, that had some of the best kills in that with the cockroach and all that shit. It's great stuff. When you hear the Sandman, which version do you... I assume we all imagine the Neil Gaiman version. What other, like, just because what other version is iconic? The Mike Tyson's Punch-Out version? The wrestler, the ECW champion, of course. Yeah, no, that's true. Shouldn't have taken me that long to get there. The Spider-Man villain. Honestly, it took me a while to get there. I thought of the Neil Gaiman one first, and then, Mike Tyson, then ECW. Yeah, Sandman's kind of an afterthought in Marvel, unfortunately. There are a couple. Yeah, the mythical being has to be the Vertigo one because there has been no other real interpretation of that. I don't think not a memorable one. Apart from that, the old Mall Chop song. Yeah, no, that's a good one too. And bringing up Tess is just never a bad idea. He needs to be remembered more often. I'm not super familiar with Blind Guardian. I know who they are. That's about it. I couldn't name any of their songs, unfortunately, let alone their music videos. Yeah, rip on Test. Oh well, that's what's gonna happen. The paper I use is Strathmore 200s. It's pretty good for holding down ink. A little better than I've found the shit. I forget what the other stuff was called. Doesn't matter. Strathmore 200s are pretty good. I believe professional level is considered more like 300 or 400. You're the ultimate Tolkien metal. Okay, that's good. John Byrne's failed soft reboot of Spider-Man claims Sandman and Osborn were cousins as a way to explain their similar-looking... What? That was why? Jesus Christ. Sometimes it's like, how did John Byrne get popular? I haven't tried the leader paper. So, I mean, if that's good, then stick with it by all means. I just found the Strathmore stuff, and I'm like, yep, nope, that works. And that's what I've been going with. Honestly, wasn't. I suppose A4, 11 by 17. It's American, so we got to go with the inches, right? Byrne does draw good, and he wrote Fantastic Four good. And I guess that's kind of it. Right? You don't want to do that. No. Ah, well. The freedom units, exactly. But yeah, I think that's closer to A4. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but probably. Careful, careful. There we go. Is A3 like 11 by 17? Is it? A3 is pretty close, 11.69 by 16.54. So what's A4 then? I guess it's a little bit bigger, eh? No, it's smaller. Oh, that's more like 8.5 by 11. Oh, okay, my bad then. So, okay, yeah, no, A3 is what it is. I'll agree with that. I don't think there was much bad about his switch to on Superman. I think that helped out the character a fair bit. His version of Lex Luthor is definitely the best one. Of the, well, you know, of the 80s at least. Oh, sorry, I put on my notifications before I went on today. Sorry if it buzzes. You recommend the crossover band they did with Iced Earth called Demons and Wizards? Okay, I kind of like Iced Earth. I don't listen to him much, but any band that gets Capullo for their covers is worth a look, right? I guess, but it's a lot easier to get stuff from the States. So I do, you know, knowing 11 by 17 is kind of what works best for me, personally. Okay, should we try this fucking the curve here on the sword? Probably. If I can find the French curve, there we are. Down, down. You wanted pregnant Laura L to be the one. Okay. Well, yeah, that's gonna be any editorial process, right? Tickle on the ear here. I guess that'll do. Oh, he had to be born. Oh, was that why? Jesus Christ. Okay. Didn't even think of that. Yeah, stay put. Don't you fucking wobble on me. All right. Sure. Yeah, no, I never would have made that connection, but it's like, oh yeah, that okay, okay. Hey Sheldon, how you doing? A paper alloy, yes, that does sound like what I use for sure. Where does John Byrne live these days? Does he live in the States? Kind of want to give it like a BMW logo or something in the middle here, the little handlebar, but no, we're not going to do that. Drawn on blood forcium. There you go. There's a bunch of people here for sure. It's been a busy day. No hula girl on the dash. We're not doing that. Is that where we get the ink from? It's all from octopuses? Shit, I never knew. I was thinking that, like hula girl, bobblehead, something like that. Little troll doll, maybe. And what do you do, sir? I'm an octopi inker. My family inked octopi for generations. Face painting company picnic. All right, all right. I mean, yeah, no, you go to one of those things, people always got that shit on, right? I can kind of see it. Better yet, set up like a face tattooing booth and just say it's face paint. The kids will be so happy. They'll, it's like, oh man, I got to watch this off eventually. It's like, don't worry, kid, that'll never come off. Let's see here. Okay, well, just a couple of basic dots here and there for some lights. Oh shit, smeared that one. Oh well. Yeah, let's see what that does. Yeah, we got at least one smear. Is Monty still here? Or did he leave already? I thought Monty might still be here. We've awakened him from his ancient slumber. Got to break out that instant replay, absolutely. Of course. The happy little smears. Uh-huh. All right, I think I'm actually getting ready to wrap it up here. I still got a lot of editing to do on tomorrow's video. But I very much appreciate how lively everybody's been today. It sounds like a plan, Comic King. A smear does... Oh, shit, you're right. Fuck. All right. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to take off. Here, let's put it up here. We made some good progress today. I didn't think we get any background work done today. Might be able to actually get it finished by next Sunday. Who knows? And then I got to figure out what the fuck to draw on page 5. I think I have an idea anyway, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going to take off. Thanks again, guys. You have a good week. I'll see you on Wednesday, all right? There we go. Peace out.